Tomorrow
You don't want to try YouTubing it?
So, we got some
internet access.
Oh, really? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
If someone can do it, I can.
I thought we had Wi-Fi here. So we're
I'm
turning
pretty
the.
blessed that way. A lot of people don't get along with their mother-in-laws, but this one has taken me in and taught me a lot, and I love her, and we're very close. Let's give a big hand for Jenny Casher and the other. Thanks for that.
Yeah, get on.
You know, whenever I get a microphone in my hand, Jessica starts having fits. Because she always says, Mom, you get started and you just don't know when to quit. So I promise this will be different. But this changed several times tonight, and so I was just going to say, have a little pause and have a little silent moment. But none, Sis gave me the high sign that I could say a few words. So I want to especially acknowledge what Bernie did. It's just, my heart is so filled with all of you. All of you. And I feel so very, very blessed by each of you in your presence, with Bernie and with me. We were calling this the last hurrah, but you know, it's the last one this year. I think we're focusing now toward the next hurrah.
Yes.
And Bernie and I have, we've had some long chats together during this time. I slip down into her room and we go into our little seance of sharing things together. So it's been so special. And also Bernie and Russ not only forged it up here, but I have to tell you something. Jim and I brought them to California. I suddenly realized, my God, I am going to have 5 teenagers, and what am I going to do with them? No job in Santa Barbara. So I called Bernie. I said, Bernie, you know, I got to find a place for these guys and gals to work and have fun. And so Bernie found the Bunyan. And Russ said, don't buy it, Jim, it's a dog. So the minute anybody told Jim there was something that he couldn't do, he did it. And 10 minutes after he bought the Frosty, he said, you know, we don't have the money for the first month's down payment. So he got in the car, took off, tried to find the guy. He gave him a $500 and a handshake, had nothing on paper, and tried. He said, I'm going to tell him I'll give him another couple of $100 if he'll let me out of that handshake. And he couldn't find him. So that's how we happen to be here with the Bunyan. And you know, he was so present. Jim's been so present in my life since he died, once I got over crying about him. And he's been so present, and as it turns out, his birthday was on Wednesday, the 7th of August. So it wasn't planned or anything, but here we are all celebrating on his big leap of getting out there and telling me, of course you can do it. You do 30 meals every day anyway. You can fry 30 hamburgers. That's probably all we'll have. So it's just to remember him in a special thank you for what he's been in our family. He was really one special man in our family, as you, all of you, your spouses are special to you. So my philosophy has changed over the years. You know me, I was a cradle Catholic. I was even more Catholic than the Pope, and very rigid Catholic. And my kids profited by that and were wounded by that, both. But you know what? I've changed. I've grown. I've kept everything in Catholicism that was for me, and I call myself a evolutionary Catholic. I'm evolving, and the group I belong to, this little St. Anthony's Parish group, they gave me sending forth when I took a year off to get my spiritual life together. And so I tell them, you know what? You sent me forth so well. I'm out there in space yet. I'm still going and growing and rolling. And so what I wanted to leave you, because you know for sure, Bernie and I both know, some of you in this form we're never going to see again in this form. But for me, there's no goodbyes. It's just another cycle of life, and that's my philosophy. And whatever my children decide to do when I do transform totally, go to another space, this is my real memorial. I couldn't have a better memorial than I have right tonight, having all my family here. And the family that's to come, we've got wee ones, we've got a pregnant mom here, and we've got all kinds of weddings coming up. I can see by the glint in some of these eyes. So I think we're just in such a hurrah space, all of us. And so I wondered if we could all just take just a few seconds, and like this is perfection right here.
Yeah.
Uninhibited, pure love right here in front of us. Now if anybody has any doubt, just take a look here. And then little Camille, just think of that perfect innocence. And that's who we are. That's really who we are. One day I worked down at Catholic community kitchen, and we feed the homeless, so I help serve it. One day we were done early, and I'm looking out, and lo and behold, I was just wondering, how did everybody come from that tiny, beautiful, innocent little baby, that they're out here like this, and suddenly, as I'm looking at them, I have this inner vision, and they're still in their raggy clothes, and every one of them has a baby head on them, and they're absolutely beautiful. And I realized that's the way God sees them. We are all God's children now. What we will be hasn't been revealed. So I'm excited. I mean, I am so excited about what's coming down the pike. I don't know what it is, but it's so exciting for me. So I want to remember when I had that experience down there, I thought, how many generations, how much pain, how much struggle did people go through until I had life? All the ancestors, I don't care what color, what nationality, what kind of a nose or an ear or whatever you have, just think of that. There has been millions and millions of evolutionary moves to bring us to this spot at this moment. I was just overwhelmed with a sense of God within me, and of beauty and of love. And that became a whole new source of energy. I think my kids would testify. I had a spurt in time now where I have more energy than I had when I was 60. And I tell you, what I want to share is that I am free, and I'm faithful, and I'm fearless. Nothing can scare me. I dare you.